Okay, so the first step would be to take the measuring tape, which I got in the black box inside of the booth, and I'm going to ask the subject to take her hair out, and then I'm going to place the tape right on her forehead between her eyebrows and her hairline, and go around the head as if it's like a baseball cap, and read the measurement in centimeters. You're 56.5, so we'll go with 56. Okay, so I have the 56 cap, which was Alice's size, and we put it on this nice model here, and I have this paper which shows me which electrodes to plug in for the 16-channel experiment, which it'll be like 1 here, 32 here, the black one right in the center. This would be 3, 2, 30, etc. So usually I just put the electrodes over my shoulder like this so they don't get tangled. And I'll just grab a couple, look to see if we need any. We need 23. So I'm going to put 23 in its place right here. Grab the next bunch, which is 1, 3, and 2. And then I'll continue for all of them. And the special one is this black electro, which always goes right in the front here. Okay, that's good. Okay, so if it's a new subject, before the subject comes in, we're going to get a syringe for them, which is located in the filing cabinets. And you just open it. It looks like this. And there are these little tips to them in this cart here, and you just twist it on. And usually we have like a label on it with the initials, a label like that. And then you get them new earplugs. And you can get them a plastic bag, which is also down here, to put it in after. So we'll reuse all of these every time that they come in. So label this bag with their initials on it. And before they come in, we get this all ready. We put the headphones and we put their earbuds on. Leave it right there in front of the monitor. And we get the gel ready. Just open it. And most importantly, the battery of the amplifier is fully charged. And we put it below the amplifier inside the booth. And we attach that cord in the back. And then we wait for the subject to come. So here's our lovely subject, Ala. And I already put the electrodes on her cap, so when she comes, I'm ready to go. And I take the cap off of the model here. And I'm going to pin this black box onto the back of her shirt. And plug in 1 cord and 2 cords into the amplifier. Then we'll place the cap on her head. The black is always in front. So just rest it on their forehead. Maybe you'll have them hold it down for you right here. Fix the hair around their ears. And then finally, put this Velcro strap. Is it comfortable, Ella?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now we're going to position it. Okay, so we have electrode 24 here in the center. It's called a CZ. And we're going to put your pinky on the subject's ears just to make sure that this 24 electrode, the CZ, is lined up with the subject's ears by using your thumbs and your pinky. And then you make sure that the black ground electrode is lined up with the subject's nose, and that black electrode is also lined up with 24 CZ, which is also lined up with number 17. So it's all in a straight line there. Okay, are we good? Yeah. Once we have the cap on Alla, we're going to go into brain vision, which is this little icon on the Booth 2 computer. And once we open that up, we're going right into impedance mode. And if you notice, we only put 16 channels on Alla. And right here there's 32, so we're going to exit out of that. We go to File, Load Configuration, and we'll go to Configuration 16 channel, No FLT. Open that up. And to make sure that you have the correct one, it'll be mentioned right here at the bottom. We click impedance mode again. And now you only see the 16 channels are up. And if you look at Alla's head in here, it's lit up in red. So now we use the gel. You take the needle cap off. Place the syringe in the gel and just lift up. Wipe off any excess. Place the needle right back on. Now the first electrode that we're going to do will be the black one. And it may not turn green immediately, so I just put gel in it and I twirl it around a little bit. Does that hurt, Ella?
Oh.
Okay. So it didn't turn green, but I'm going to go for this one over here, this right one, because these three are kind of the most important to do first. And so I put the gel in, move it around, and it turns green. And I can do that to all the rest of the electrodes. If it doesn't turn green when you're mixing it like this, put a little bit more gel. There we go. And if you notice, this one, number 30, is not lit up. So I actually put the wrong electrode there. There will be two number 30s in this big bundle of electrodes. So this one is not lit up, so it's currently not working. So we'll find number 30 that is lit up. And we'll replace it. Okay, and then we can do the gel. Now the three colors that it could be red, it could be yellow, and it could be green. And yellow is kind of in the middle, and you should just swish that around. It doesn't really need a lot more gel, but it needs to be spread out a bit. And so if you go back to our screen, the electrodes, which I just turned green, will turn green here. And this big one on the bottom is the middle black electrode, in the middle of her forehead. And if you come over here and choose this 100 and make it 50, well, I put them all in pretty well, but that's the last thing you should do when all of them are green in 100. You move it to 50, and some of them will turn yellow, some of them will turn red, but it's just 50 is a higher strength and 100 is a lower strength. Okay, so we're at booth 1 computer, and we're going to right click and go to properties, and then we go to settings, advanced, catalyst, click right here, and we're going to move this one computer back and forth. So currently the computer in the booth is not synced with this computer, so nothing will be on that screen. But if you right click and choose clone main with monitor and press yes, then the subject in the booth can see exactly what's on this screen. Then we go okay, okay, okay. Okay, so now we're putting the earbuds on the subject. Again, right is always on red. So we clip them onto their shirts, right under their ears. Ala has a nice collar that I can clip it on. And I'm going to take the earbud and and squish it down and kind of rotate it in your fingers. Pull up Ala's ear and stick it in. And now we'll do it on the other side. Blue is on the left. You can also do this. I prefer doing this. Lift up Ala's ear and place it in. Oops. Are those comfortable? Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, so now we're about to start the experiment. We're going to first ask the subject if she has her cell phone in the booth with her. Ala, do you have your cell phone? No. Okay, and if they do, we usually just place it outside because we don't want any interference with the electrodes. And we're going to turn off the light and make sure that the subject knows the experiment and understands what we're doing. Move the chair out of the way. Close both doors to the booth. Okay, so now we're going to go to default mode on the Brain Vision software, and every single electro should be like these 3 lines here. We just only put gel in 3 at the moment. We say start recording, find Ala's folder, name the file, whatever it may be, Ala N1, session 1. Then we go over to our other computer, check the mixer settings, very, very important. The first 2 settings should be on -18. You can move these up and down, but they should stay at -18 throughout the experiment. Close out of this. We're making sure everything in our experiment code is correct for the subject. Maybe you need to change the file name, maybe you need to change some variables. And once we check everything, double check the hearing, that the earbuds are plugged in, not the earphones. Then we can press save right here. And we'll run the experiment in MATLAB. And there should be an S1 tick right at the bottom when it starts recording. So that's when any sound file of the experiment starts recording, you should see the S1. And at the end, it should say S2, which should have a little tick. And to stop the recording, just go stop. Okay. And then that's it. Okay, so now we're at the end of the experiment, and Ala, how are you feeling?
Good.
Was that a rough 3 hours? We're going to first take the earbuds off and place the little buds in Ala's baggie over here, along with our syringe. Put in any excess gel back. We're going to take the black box off of Ala, undo the Velcro, release her head from the electrodes, and make sure you safely unplug these two. And set them aside. We'll be washing them later. Make sure they're in a safe, elevated place for the time being. Now we're going to take this amplifier, unplug it, take the bottom one, come outside of the booth, and there should be a charger somewhere around this area. Plug it in for charging. So this will turn orange and it'll turn green when it's finished charging. And
after the experiment is done, we need to clean the electrodes and the cap. Before starting to clean the electrodes and cap, make sure that this black box, it is at higher position than water. It shouldn't be wet at any point of time. So after that, we just take off each electrode from the cap and make sure that the whole gel from this hole comes out by doing it. So we do for each of the electrodes like that. After all the electrodes are cleaned up, we'll wash the cap.